Hey guys, today it's Tuesday again, and as I understand it, Martha posted on my day again, but apparently having a day restricts her creative juices, so I won't complain so much about it. So, what I understand that she did is that first she conned you that she was going to talk about Sherlock, but really, the one that she actually wanted to talk about was Merlin, and obviously I was right when I said that she was going to talk about Merlin because she's been going on about nothing else for the past... I don't even know how long she's been going on about it, but I hope this makes you jealous, Martha. Woo! You guys probably think from my video that seeing as she went with what I said, that I'd probably be talking about Doctor Who and complaining about Matt Smith. Also, you may think that I may be going to talk about Torchwood, which I am actually not going to talk about either. Sorry. But there is a TV show which I love, which I am going to talk about, and I am also going to talk about its sequel. I don't know if you'll have heard of it, and that's probably the only concern here, but I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'm actually going to reveal which one I'm on about now, so basically, the show which I am actually going to talk about is called Life on Mars, and I'm actually going to talk more about its sequel, which is Ashes to Ashes. So obviously I have the DVDs. That's the way around. There we go, Series 1, Series 2. Ashes to Ashes is a bit more awkward because it's got 3 series. This is Series 1, which I personally think is the best one because it was just the absolute funniest. But Series 3 was really good, but I hated the people for ending it that way. The second series is this one, which is the white one, and the third one is the red one, and personally, I loved this one the most for the character development, but I loved the first one just because it was so much better. So basically, if you've probably never heard of these shows in your life, so I'm basically going to describe it now. Life on Mars is about a guy called Sam Tyler, and if you guys can see the front of these box sets, you'll realise that it's actually the same guy who played the Master, John Sim. He basically goes back in time after he's been hit in a car crash, and he goes back to 1973, which is the age of really weird police techniques in Britain.
My name is Sam Tyler. I had an accident and I woke up in 1973. Am I mad? In a coma? Or back in time? Whatever's happened, it's like I've landed on a different planet. Now maybe if I can work out the reason, I can get home.
Basically, the cops here were really, really violent. They wouldn't use modern interrogation techniques. They'd be really sort of brutal, shove people against walls, nearly batter them just to get the answers out that they needed. And basically, he's a modern policeman from 2008, and he goes back to a time when everything was different, and he has to try and adapt to stay in that world and find out what's happened to him, and he has to get home back to where, you know, he's in a coma in the hospital. So he is basically trying to live a life 30 years ago that he has no idea about, really, and I just love the show. It's got so many great characters, it's got so many great actors in it as well. Philip Glenister is amazing. In the first series, he's really sort of undeveloped as a character. He's actually called Gene Hunt in the series, that's his character, and his character isn't really well developed, but in the sequel series, Ashes to Ashes, he gets so much more personality, so much more feelings. You get to know so much more about him. The chemistry between him and his associates is it's just so weird. And in Life on Mars, actually, I better make this a point, it was very sexist because this is still the sexist age in Britain. Women weren't really allowed to get to the higher ranks, whereas in Ashes to Ashes, she actually reaches, by the way, she is Alex Drake. Basically, Alex Drake is in a similar sort of position to Sam, but basically in 1982, which she goes back to, that's different to Sam's because they've kind of moved on from the whole feminist issues and they're a lot more equalised, and she actually becomes the DI of the place because she was a DI in modern times. DI stands for Detective Inspector, by the way, if you didn't know. I'm really sort of into this stuff now, so sorry. I love this show so much because I feel that I didn't really know much about policing in, 30 years ago. I wouldn't have a clue about that unless I watched this show, and I find it to be sort of really funny, really accurate in the sense that it really portrays what happened. It's a really good show because it's got humour as well. It's quite mature show, I guess. It's got sexual references, it's got inferences that young people wouldn't really understand. It was just it's mind-blowingly amazing, and I really love everything. The second show, Ashes to Ashes, which followed on, is about, obviously, Alex Drake, who is the woman DI, and she and Jean are so perfect together. It's like meant to be, but they never actually get together, and that's the bit which really, really, really annoyed me. I won't tell you the end of Life on Mars, sorry, but Ashes to Ashes ending was heartbreaking, and it actually made me cry. And the first time I ever got Facebook, my first ever profile picture was just Ashes to Ashes things, because I was so obsessed and I was so sad that it had ended, and I looked basically like a really big saddo, but I didn't care. I really didn't care. Why did it have to end? So basically, what I'm trying to say is that this show is amazing, and I really can't even explain to you in words how good it is. If you really don't get what it's so great about it, it's basically a drama. It's got this team of investigators, and they solve different crimes, and there's all different things that go on. There are no words to describe this show, okay? The fan fiction for this is amazing, and there is one writer who I really adore. I think she's going to change her pen name, so you'll have to look her up fast. I don't know if she's done it yet, but basically her name is XTimeGirlX, and she does some really heartfelt Ashes to Ashes fics and Life on Mars fics, and they're just amazing, and I am really glad that I know her, because if I didn't know her, I'd probably be really, really depressed, because I cannot live without this show. I watch it loads, even though it's gone, even though it's ended. It's like Harry Potter. People are way obsessed over that, but I don't really understand that. But I do about this. There are so many people that love this show and adore this show, and I miss it. And I'm gonna cry if I keep doing this. Oh, God. And just look at this guy, okay? You might not be able to see him, but he right there is the biggest prick I have ever known in my life. You will not understand him, and he really screws everything up a lot, and I hate him, I hate him, I hate him. He is horrible. Breathe. 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 Now that I've talked about depressing stuff, both shows have these core characters who are really, really well explained. They've got a whole background history to them. You can really connect with them emotionally. Alex especially is really, really heartfelt, because she has a daughter called Molly who she leaves behind, and when she goes into a coma like Sam, she keeps forgetting who her daughter is, and she forgets everything about herself, and she eventually loses herself in this whole delusional kind of world that's in her own head, and she starts to doubt either side, and it's just... You have to watch it. You just have to. If there is one thing that I want you guys to do, it's to watch this show. Just watch it. Watch it, please. I've kind of run out of words. I'm sorry. I think that's my emotional overload. I think that's it for me. If you didn't see Martha's video earlier, there is a derp face which I have developed, and it's from a video I'm currently editing for my personal channel, and it's quite funny, so I'd recommend watching the end of this video, because it's going to be on there after a particularly cute clip, which Martha doesn't have and never will, so ha! And I like how I just copied her in, I don't even know which video it was. Yeah, you guys can probably tell that I'm on the brink of crying, because my voice is going all weird, so I hope you guys enjoyed this spill of emotion and love and appreciation for the great BBC of the UK. Woo! I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see Mads tomorrow. Yay! You guys should subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to all of our personal channels. Sign up to the website, which we have. Follow us on Twitter. Like our Facebook page, and anything else you guys can think of. So play the cute clip! What are you doing? What are you doing? And now for the derp. Enjoy. See you later, guys.